Sell Live, presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Our coverage is also brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. Now, here is your host, the voice of the Lady Raiders, Dick Palmer.
And welcome in to Rick Hensel Live for Monday night. We're here at the Boulevard Bar and Grill, your favorite and my favorite sports bar and grill in Murfreesboro, and it's right across from the campus. Boy, we got a lot to talk about today. Coach Hensel,
first thing we need to talk about this crowd. I've never seen as large a crowd.
Huge crowd
here. Coach's show.
Huge crowd. We've got a lot of first-time folks here. I don't know if they would like to show their hands tonight.
No, we're not going to do that, but we got a lot of Blue Raiders is what we got.
Yes, and people that I see at the games that are here for the first time for our coach's show. So let's get right into it with our headlines brought to you by the Murfreesboro Post, Murfreesboro's local newspaper. Subscriptions to the Post are just $20 a year for 52 issues. You can visit them online at murfreesboropost.com. All right, let's start with this. For the first time since 2013-2014, Middle Tennessee's Lady Raiders are in the Associated Press Top 25. How about that? The Raiders have won 14 straight. That's the fourth longest winning streak in the nation in women's basketball. And they are 16-2 overall, undefeated in conference play at 9-0, and made it into the top 25. After receiving votes, I think, Coach, for the last 7 weeks, we finally crossed over the barrier.
Well, I'm awful proud of our basketball team. I'll tell you, they've stood the test of time, and now, you know, it took us a long time to get there. And like I told them today, it's going to be just as tough, if not tougher, to stay there. It took a lot of hard work to get there. Now it's going to take a lot of hard work to stay there.
All right, here's another headline. This gentleman to my right, Coach Rick Hensel, has been named the National Coach of the Week by ESPN. Quite an honor, Coach.
Well, you know, I'm real proud for our girls. You know, I thank everybody for that award, in ESPN, but I'm real proud for our girls. That's what's most important to me.
Had a couple of milestones last week as both Savannah Wheeler and Ksenia Maleshka had games that pushed them over a milestone. Savannah, 1,500 points in her career, both at Marshall and here, and Ksenia, over 1,000 points, and they were each given a commemorative basketball before the game on Saturday.
Very deserving. Very deserving. 2 young ladies, very deserving.
And for our final headline, and certainly not the least headline, Savannah Wheeler has been named the Conference USA Player of the Week for the second time this season.
She put on a show Saturday.
Now, we might also mention that she will be one of our guests tonight, as Robert Sampson will be talking with Savannah and with Jalen Gregory a little bit later on in the show. And I know you'll be interested in that.
Well, if they'll open the gym up, Murphy Center, Jalen can practice from right here.
She would be right in her zone. Okay, you have information sheets on your table, of course, with all of the headlines and the stats on the back. You have cards if you'd like to send up questions for Coach Hensel. Just jot your question down. We'll get to them a little bit later on in the show. And if you don't want to fight your way through the crowd to get up here, here's Carson Herbert. Just hold your hand up, and he'll come by your table and pick up your card, okay? All right, that's going to just about wrap it up for our intro. Coach, we had a busy week last week. We'll get into those games a little bit later, but a tough week with 2 of those 3 games on the road.
It was tough for this 71-year-old. I'll tell you that. I know it was tough for our young ladies. You know, this time last week we were playing in Birmingham, got home late, practiced Tuesday, got back on the plane Wednesday, played Thursday night, got home late, practiced Friday, had the game Saturday. I'm telling you, when I went to bed Saturday night about 7:30, there wasn't any talking to Deb. I promise you that.
All right, that's going to wrap up our first segment. Stay with us now. We'll be back with more Rick Ensel Live, coming your way from the Boulevard Bar and Grill in Murfreesboro and the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
For close to a century, doctors and care teams at Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford have been dedicated to delivering compassionate, personalized care to Rutherford County and surrounding communities. We are leading the way with new services and healthcare options, and we continue to make significant investments in Rutherford County. In 2023, we're opening Tennessee's first neighborhood hospital at West Lawn, and expansions at our Rutherford Hospital campus are underway. Find all the care you need at ascension.org/St. Thomas Rutherford.
This holiday, whether you're roasting a Kroger Simple Truth turkey for 40 or making a Murray's Baked Brie for 2, whether you're baking a pie with fresh Cosmic Crisp apples like Grandma's or ordering private selection cream pies when Grandma's pie is all gone, Kroger has fast, fresh delivery and free pickup, so you can make holiday meals that bring you all together to create memories that last. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Put Lee Company on your team to keep you and your family warm this season. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good no matter how cold it gets. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good to go no matter how cold it gets. And while you're at it, ask them how to get endless hot water by installing an energy-efficient tankless water heater. Schedule your appointment today at leecompany.com or give them a call at 615-867-1000. Lee Company, all you need.
Hi, this is Coach Nick McDevitt. Ascend Federal Credit Union is the proud sponsor and exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Visit Ascend's branch just off campus at 2316 East Main Street or any of their 3 other Murfreesboro locations. You can also keep track of your accounts and deposit checks on the go with Ascend's mobile app. For a complete list of services, ATMs, and locations, visit ascend.org. Ascend is federally insured by the NCUA.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing, update your information, and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. For 82 years, Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 1-888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com. The flagship station for Blue Raider sports, WGNS.
And welcome back into Rick Ensel Live from the Boulevard Bar and Grill, right across from campus here in Murfreesboro. Dick Palmer here with the head coach of the Lady Raiders, Rick Ensel. And Coach, we've had some interesting games since we last got together here, and it's been almost 3 weeks, I think.
God, I can't even remember back who we played, Dick, to be honest with you.
We finished out the old year by beating Western Kentucky in Bowling Green, and then we started the new year with a home game against, I think it was UTSA, and we won that game and are so far undefeated in the year 2023. So Middle Tennessee opened the new year with an 80-41 win at home over UTSA. And I want to mention that in the 6 games that we've had so far in January, 3 at home and 3 on the road, the Raiders have scored a total of 450 points. That's 75 a game. The opponents have scored 301. That's 50 a game. That's a 25-point spread over those 6 games here in the month of January, and the Raiders have been racking up some wins.
Well, I like I said, I've said it at least twice tonight. I'm very proud of our young ladies. They play hard. They play together. They play with passion. They play defense. They shoot the ball with uncanny ability. They're just they're a joy to coach. Every now and then one of them will get outside the trace change, and you know what that means, as some of our guys out here from the country knows. But we get them back in, and we're off again. So, someone said, were you surprised Saturday at that 31-point fourth quarter? No, I was not surprised. I was surprised at the first three quarters that we didn't have a lot more points. But, again, here they go. When they take off, they take off.
It seems every game we have one quarter that we really surpass or even go over our expectations somewhat.
Well, I think that's a quarter I probably coach. If you ask a lot of people, they'll tell you that, But Matt and Kim and Nina and Tom, I'm telling you, what a job they've done this year. And right through this last month and a half with Deb being, with a broke leg, I've had to be in and out a lot. And, we just never did miss a beat. And, Robert has done a good job for us, and Carson. You look at what's happened today. As hard as the girls have played on the floor, Robert has worked that hard behind the scenes with our people, promoting us and getting it out to some of these national voters and things. 14-game
winning streak. That is the longest winning streak since the 2013-14 season. I think I'm going back now. We lost 2 of our first 3 games that season. Then we won 17 straight, went to Southern Miss and lost. Then we won 11 straight after that, 3 straight in the tournament, and beat Southern Miss, I think, in the championship game, and then went on out to Seattle to the NCAA.
I believe that we had that tournament in UTEP, didn't we? I believe it was.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That was a great group. That was Ebony Rowe. That was Kiki Stewart, Lakin Leonard, Ty Petty,
Olivia Jones,
Janae Brinkley, Olivia Jones. That was a pretty good group. They we had Kiki taking care of everything in the center, her and Ebony. So really, there wasn't a whole lot of problems around the team because those two took care of everything.
Was that the season Kiki hit 11 3-pointers in a game against North Texas?
That coach has not got a job anymore. He's going to leave Kiki open. She hit 11 3-pointers.
He said afterwards she should have scored 60. She shot 40 times.
Yeah, she had 37 threes that night, and she hit, 11? So, everybody was bragging on her. If she'd hit another 7 or 8 more threes, she'd have set the record, the national record herself.
Speaking of North Texas, we went there in our second game of the year and won 76-57, and then came home to play Rice. And that was a big game because we'd beaten Rice, and they were, I think, unbeaten at the time. We beat them at their place. They were coming in here. They had their eyes locked on some revenge, and we just blew them out of the gym.
Well, I kind of disagree with some revenge motives, because I think really what they were trying to do is make sure that they placed themselves where they needed to be inside our conference. And it was a big game. Our kids played tough and ended up winning, 25, 26 points, something like that. But they've got a great team. They're well coached. The same thing holds true for La Tech. They're well coached. They got a great team. You just come right down in our conference. We got a lot of good coaches. We got a lot of great players. And we're just very fortunate here at Middle Tennessee that we've got more great players than the rest of them.
Yeah, that was the Rice game. We had a 6-point lead at halftime, came out and had a 33-point third quarter. And it was downhill from then on.
Well, we've got to get more consistent, Dick. I would rather us not continuous do that. I know we're winning, but we got to get more consistent. We can't have those quarters where we don't score but 6 or 7 points, because that's going to catch up with us if we're not careful. And so we worked hard on our fundamentals today, and that's what we'll do for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
One thing that has contributed to this winning streak is the depth that you have on the team, because during this winning streak, you have to remember we lost Alexis Whittington.
Four games.
In the Las Vegas tournament, so she came back, but we had to fill in there. And then we got Alexis back, and then Savannah Wheeler goes down with concussion protocol.
She lost her for 4 games.
Yeah, and so somebody had to step up, and I thought Courtney Blakely just did an outstanding job filling in.
I thought Tamia did a good job too.
Yep.
Tamia did a good job. Courtney Blakely did a fantastic job. I thought she raised her game to another level. I thought some of our other players stepped up their game a little bit. So that's what you do. That's when you have someone go down, somebody else has got to step in and they got to do the job, and that's what's happened.
In one of those games,
Jada Granum. I thought Jada Granum's done a good job for us coming off the bench.
And you've been using her a lot more.
I'm telling you, she's a lot better player than people think. I promise you.
In one of those games that Courtney started, she played 40 minutes, had 11 points, 11 assists, and no turnovers.
That's hard to do. That's I've said all along, we've got 2 of the best point guards in the country, and we got them on the same team. And so I'm really proud of how both of them, Courtney and Savannah, are just unbelievable. They got different skill sets, and they play different. You see, the chemistry that they're developing now. The team is, when each of them's in there, is a little bit different.
And sometimes they play together.
Well, you can probably look for both of those young ladies to be on the floor next year at the same time. Probably would move Savannah to the 2-guard, shooting guard. But then you got Tamia. We got another young lady coming in. And so, it's going to, not only do we have a good team this year, we're going to have a good team next year also.
Okay, on that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more. Rick Ensel Live continues on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Every week, our Blue Raiders go the extra mile to make sure they're at their very peak. At Sunbelt Bakery, they do the same thing to make sure their granola bars are at their peak. Every week, Sunbelt Bakery brings new batches of granola bars from their bakery to your neighborhood. That's why Sunbelt Bakery's granola bars taste like they just baked them. Because they did. Try a Sunbelt Bakery granola bar today and taste the difference. Sunbelt Bakery. Bakery fresh taste. No preservatives.
Hey, basketball fans, this is Coach Ensel, and I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about litter problems on our roadways. Did you know that the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million each year just to pick up the litter? There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, our waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter. Remind others not to. And report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com.
MT Dining is eating made easy. With more than 19 dining locations, you'll never run out of variety on campus. Whether it's Chick-fil-A, Steak and Shake, or Starbucks, we've got the brands you love right here. Need a quick snack or Scantron? Stop by one of the 6 pods on campus. And try out MT Dining's new Farm to Fork experience. Farmers Market now open. Located in the Student Union. Visit mtdining.com for more information. Or visit our office in the Keithley University Center, room 202.
Blue Raider fans, with more local brews than ever before, you are sure to find a local favorite this season in the Blue Raider Beer Garden. Enjoy the thrill of the game at the Blue Raider Beer Garden and try our selection of brews from Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, or Life is Brewing. All available for your tasting pleasure in the Blue Raider Beer Garden above Section D in the Murphy Center. Thank you, Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, and Life is Brewing for your support of MTSU Athletics.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders.
Hey Blue Raiders fans, the Mint Gaming Hall Kentucky Downs is a proud partner of your Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. For good times and big wins, the Raiders and the Mint Gaming Hall deliver both. Located close by in Franklin, Kentucky, the Mint Gaming Hall is your spot for great food, cold drinks, and big jackpots. Ready for dinner? The all-new Iron Steakhouse awaits you. Come hungry and be prepared to be impressed. Check out themintgaming.com for all the details. Get your big hit today.
The Blue Raiders on News Radio WGNS.
Welcome back in. Rick Hensel live for Monday night here at the Boulevard Bar and Grill, right across from our lovely campus here in Murfreesboro. By the way, I want to mention that at Tri-Green Equipment, they know the value of teamwork. They have the tractor packages with the implements you need. Get started online at trygreenequipment.com. Score a new John Deere tractor package at a comfortable low monthly payment price. Tri-Green Equipment is a tried and true partner of MTSU Athletics, and you know about those John Deere products, don't you, Coach?
Absolutely. Hey, I'm amazed at our crowd. I mean, it's all the way around, out the back, out. Thank y'all for coming. I really, really appreciate y'all coming tonight. Thank y'all.
Okay, very good. Last call for cards. Any questions you might have for Coach Hensel, jot them down. And hold your hand up. Carson here will come by and pick them up and bring them up to the table. And we've got some of our younger fans are sending in some questions. Coach, man. And that's good. We got to develop those younger fans.
You should be in our dressing room after every game. You'll see younger fans. I'm telling you, there was about, I don't know, there's probably 50 to 60 young, I'm talking about from 10-year-old down after the game with the girls.
Speaking of fans, our last two road games, we've had great representation on the road, both at Birmingham and in Charlotte. I was really surprised at Charlotte. I thought Jim Thompson and his wife were going to be the only ones there. And by the time the game started, we had a whole bevy of fans.
We had a bunch. I mean, we had a bunch in Birmingham. We got a bunch that's here tonight that was down in Birmingham, and we took a picture and got it out. Then Jim and Billy drove all the way to Atlanta and all the way into Charlotte and then met us there and, had a great crowd there. Took a picture with all that bunch. I think Eddie Sanders had a lot of his church people that were there that, he
was in Charlotte for a long time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we appreciated them. Some of them were wearing blue. That's what we wanted. And also Sandy Massaro and one of Chris's daughters was there. Which one was there, Chris? Rachel was there. Yeah. I didn't see Rachel. I saw Cindy, but then I got home, Deb pointed it out that Rachel was there.
She always does that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's talk
She's
about.
in a good mood today. She had visitors today. So
let's talk about that 3-game week now. We just finished. Started on the road at Birmingham, as we mentioned. The Raiders win 76-54, and it's been a tough place to play in the past, but we were able to cruise in there and win. And I thought Alexis Whittington, sometimes she gets overlooked but she always guards the other team's best player, and she held the young guard.
2 points, I think.
The Shields, whose sister plays in the WNBA and whose father is was a Major League Baseball player.
She was sitting right beside you. Do you know that?
I thought he kind of looked over at me funny a couple of times.
That was her sister, Diamond, that was sitting right beside you, Dick.
And so she was held without a basket. Had 2 free throws in the game.
Well,
and she was their leading scorer.
Lex is she doesn't get the credit that she deserves. Matter of fact, I had to kind of get on her today because Saturday you just saw a different demeanor when she was guarding the preseason player of the year Saturday, and she hit a 3, and I looked out on the floor, and I'm telling you right then, Lex came down, went up and under, which I hadn't seen that except in practice. They backed off of her again. She hit a big-time 3. Lex she's a winner. She's a winner. She's been a winner her whole life, and she takes the toughest person on the other team, and right now she's not really healthy 100%. But it doesn't matter. She's going to give you everything she's got.
She kind of takes it personally when the player she's guarding scores, and usually she'll come back and try to get those points back for you.
Well, she takes it personal with me too, Dick. Every now and then she'll give me one of those looks, and she says a few things under her voice. I'm hard of hearing, so.
She doesn't like it when you take her out of a game.
Oh, gets mad as all get out when you take her out. Matt's got to talk to her and Kim and calm her down. Well, you're going back in, good gracious.
All right.
Let me tell you something. I'm not starting a game without Lex Whittington. I can tell you that right now.
After UAB, we come home and then practice one day and then hit the road again to Charlotte.
I'm telling you. At least Eddie didn't have us leaving at 4 in the morning.
Had a good game at Charlotte. We had one of those big quarters, Coach, I think in the third quarter there that really boosted us.
Well, I think if you look at Charlotte, you say, well, you know, we beat them pretty handily twice. They turned right around and beat Western, which at that time Western was number 2 in the conference. So that just tells you Charlotte's got a pretty good basketball team. They're well coached. They got 2 or 3 really, really good players, and the others are really good role players. They go rebound the ball, push the ball, play pretty good defense. So, you know, they're going to be in the mix of this thing.
Yeah, and then we come home and come back with just one day of practice and play Louisiana Tech, the last team to beat Middle Tennessee in a conference game that was in the semifinals of the tournament last year. The Raiders had not been beaten by a conference team since that time, and so they came in here, I'm sure, with the mindset that they were going to end that streak and beat us again.
Well, they were in a desperate mode. They'd already lost 3 or 4 games. I'm not for sure on that. Maybe, I guess I can look right here. They had lost to 4 games. And so they had to win. I mean, it wasn't really as much that they were trying to take something out on us. They had to win. They got to stay in the middle of this thing for one of those top 4 seeds. They're not going to win the conference, but they got a chance to get one of those seeds. And so it was that important for them to beat us. And you know, it was a great game. They're well coached. She does a good job. The players are good. And it was just a great game to watch. And it says a little bit about our conference and about how the conference tournament's going to be. It's going to be 3 or 4 great days of women and men's basketball.
We had a lead at halftime, but then they had a good third quarter, and they had a 1-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and then we just exploded for 33 points, I think.
Well, you look at Lex Whittington, look at Courtney Whitson, you look at Anastasia. She went to work. I mean, she had her best quarter. Savannah just carried on what she was doing. You got 2 or 3 big threes out of Jalen Gregory in the third quarter. When we get rolling downhill, it's pretty nice to sit over there and watch.
The game kind of turned a little bit when Savannah got involved and actually got involved in a 5 or 6 point play after a 3-point shot and then a technical foul.
I didn't understand all what went on. She hit a 3, and then the coach was upset that thought maybe she walked or something. I don't know. And then she didn't look like she walked to me. It looked like to me she buried a big-time 3 is what it looked like to me. Well, then there was I turned around, there was a technical call, and I really didn't get to see what was going on the other bench, but they say they were pretty animated over there. Well, then you put her to the line. You got 5 free throws out of the top free throw shooter in the conference. And then she missed one of them, and we're going to have to work on free throws.
That's right.
Then she comes right back out and takes the ball down the lane and fakes and comes back through with the up and under and scores. So right there in a row, she scored what? Scored 6 straight points like that.
8 or 10 points swing there in a close ball game and just broke it open.
And then we came back and ran one of our set plays, and Jalen Gregory got a big rebound, threw it back out. Matt called one of the plays that we got, and she came around and knocked down another big 3. So right there in a row, we got several points.
Okay, we've got a treat for you tonight now. Our player guests tonight are Savannah Wheeler, the aforementioned we just talked about, and Jalen Gregory, we just talked about her. So Robert's going to have them in each of the next 2 segments. Savannah will be first, and that's going to be coming up right after we take this break. Rick Insel Live.
I hope Robert can handle this, don't you?
I think he can.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Rick Insel Live coming to you from the Boulevard Bar and Grill. Back after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Hi, we're RJ Young. We offer technology solutions that power your business, school, hospital, church, law firm, and more. RJ Young will empower your office to be the modern office. That means an office that integrates technology as a business advantage, all to help you work smarter. From managed IT services, office equipment, and technology, business process outsourcing, and digital communications, we're proud to be your one-stop for technology solutions that power your business. Come visit us at rjyoung.com.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
Dazzling diamonds, royal rubies, elegant emeralds, and stunning sapphires. Now's the time to discover an exquisite variety of radiant, prize-winning jewels that are set to take your breath away. This gorgeous, one-of-a-kind display won't be found at the finest jewelry stores, but rather at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer with Jumbo Bucks Jewels Instant Games. Collect glistening top prizes of up to $300,000 and make every win sparkle. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Winning requires the right game plan. Like the impressive towing and payload you'll only find in the 2023 Ford F-150 truck. No wonder Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. The 2023 Ford F-150. Greatness starts here. Visit your local Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com. Based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
The Blue Raiders on News Radio WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna.
And welcome back to Ricky Kinsel live from the Boulevard, right off the edge of campus here at Middle Tennessee State University, the heart of Murfreesboro, as we welcome in the reigning Conference USA Player of the Week, Savannah Wheeler. She's the only player to win the award in league history at 2 different schools. She's now won the award 3 times in her MTSU career. 5'6" guard from Catlettsburg, Kentucky, Boyd County High School, right at the Ashland, Kentucky area. And Savannah, this weekend you had a good bit of family at the game. Saw them here at the Boulevard afterwards at the game this weekend. But you also had a special guest with you. They get a little bit of a birthday surprise. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, she's just a special fan. Going back at Marshall, she always would come to my games. She would always ask for an autograph. She would always just go to every home game. So she's just a very special person. I try to be a role model to those younger kids, and just a special kid, and she just loves the game of basketball just like I do. So it was really good bringing her down here, her and her family, and they enjoyed it. And along with my sister and brother-in-law and niece and nephew, it was just a great time to be around special people.
After the game the other day, you said in the press conference, "This is why I came here." And what has this season been like for you, and has it met all those expectations so far?
It's just been a privilege just being around girls that had the same mindset as me. Going back at Marshall, it's not that I didn't like it. I just wanted to be around people that had the same goals as me and the same mindset. And, I think this program, it just fit that category for me. And we've been playing terrific so far, so our goal is to keep pushing forward. We got a big target on our back, so all we can do is just prepare and just keep pushing forward.
Coach talked a little bit about it in the last segment, the Louisiana Tech game. A great start to the game, a 10-0 lead out of the gate, and Louisiana Tech battled back. But I want to talk about 2 big moments for you in the game, the first being a 4-point play in the first quarter. There's a great picture of you on the floor, just a lot of excitement. To get up 10-0 on a team that really has played well in conference play, what's it like emotionally to get hyped up that quick in front of a home crowd?
Well, I never had an and one on a three, so that was pretty exciting for me. And, you know, going back to the conference tournament last year, they beat Middle in the second, third round of the tournament, so, you know, they took something away from them. And, you know, our main focus going into that game was just they took something away from us, so we're not going to let that happen again. So, but it was a great game played. Fourth quarter was a terrific quarter for us. You know, we just kept shooting, just kept playing our game.
Let's talk about more of that fourth quarter. Leading by 6 in the fourth quarter, you get fouled on a 3, plus a technical foul at the time. You hit 4 of 5 free throws to extend the lead to 10, and then you continue to take over late in the game. I think we may be able to mark it down as like a 6-point play for you almost. Separating from Louisiana Tech at that point in the game, what was your mindset then as you really were able to help this team continue the dominant play that they've had over the last few weeks?
I mean, I was just taking advantage of my open shots. Just kept playing aggressive. That's just a lot part of my game is just being aggressive. You know, whether it's getting to the free throw line or taking the open 3, but, you know, not just me, but we just kept pushing. You know, that's what's so special about this group, that we just keep playing. Like, it don't matter up, down, we just keep playing our game.
Prior to Saturday's game, Savannah was recognized with a basketball to commemorate her 1,500th career point. It was achieved a few days ago down in Charlotte. She's one of the leading scorers in the country when you look at career points scored. You've really got a chance here over the next year and a half or so to get to 2,000 or more. And that's not an odd territory for you when you look back at your high school career. A lot of points scored in high school. 3,621 points in her prep career, including 947 as a senior. That's the 6th best mark in Kentucky high school history. When you look back, the prestigious Kentucky Miss Basketball honor, talk about winning that award and just what that meant to you. We talked with Courtney Blakely a couple weeks ago, her association with the Indiana All-Stars and yours with the Kentucky All-Stars.
Oh, I mean, it was an honor. I mean, I'm truly blessed for that award. Where I'm from, you know, a lot of people don't get a recognition for that award, and, you know, just going out there my senior year and just proving a lot of people wrong, it just really meant a lot to me, and really meant a lot for other people in that region, the 16th region, you know, to continue on working on their game and just reaching for their goal. So, I mean, it meant a lot for me with that. And, of course, you mentioned the All-Star game. Being a part of that, the Kentucky-Ohio and the Kentucky-Indiana, just being around a lot of great players around the state, it was truly an honor, and just learning more from them and along with the other coaches. But it was just a great experience overall.
They might have made a mistake putting 2 Kentuckians up on the podium tonight, because we're talking about things that a lot of people may not know. Back in 16th region ball in Kentucky, probably one of the best players to come out of that region since Laura Terry back in late 2009 area. She helped Louisville to a Final Four in that year. And when you look at the role you have now compared to then, where you were such a dominant scorer, you were the key. How much easier, or how has your game evolved having all these players around you that can score too? And what changes in your mindset around how you attack games?
I mean, in a way, it doesn't really change. You know, I'm a point guard, so my goal is to see who has the hot hand. You know, if when Jalen, I mean, she's a terrific shooter, along with other shooters. So my job is to get them the ball. And like I said, a lot of part of my game is getting to the free throw line. So I like to attack to the rim, getting fouled, and, you know, when I have the open shot, the 3 or really the pull-up jumper. So it just has a lot of variations.
Savannah, thank you for joining us. Before we take a quick break here, last week you were named to the Becky Hammond Mid-Major Player of the Year mid-season watch list, one of 15 players in the country to gain that honor. And no doubt you will be on many radars for All-American honors as that comes up here in the next few weeks, in the next month and a half. We will return in just a few minutes on Rick Insel Live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Hey, basketball fans, this is Coach Insel, and I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about litter problems on our roadways. Did you know that the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million each year just to pick up the litter? There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, our waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter. Remind others not to. And report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com.
Hey, Blue Raider fans, Chip Walters here. Lightning's Locker Room, powered by Textbook Brokers, is the place to get your Blue Raider gear. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4. Lightning's Locker Room is just across the street from Floyd Stadium at 1321 Greenland Drive. It has all the MT polos, hoodies, T-shirts, hats, and all the other game day gear you'll ever need. See the selection online at mtsugear.com or at Gate 2A on game days. Lightning's Locker Room, the official game day provider, powered by Textbook Brokers.
You buy something because you found it at a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to me, State Farm Agent Bud Morris. I'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. Call me at 893-1417 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Bud Morris, providing insurance and financial services.
You know that sound anywhere. It's the crisp crunch of that first nacho chip. With its perfect cheese to sour cream ratio sitting atop a layer of delicious beans, it's a sip away from perfection. That's what we're looking for. Add a delicious, refreshing Pepsi and we've achieved absolute nacho nirvana. Because while you can pile those nachos high with every spicy, cheesy, savory topping, there's no topping a cool Pepsi finish. Nachos, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Needing a snow day? How about a dough day? Instant games from the Tennessee Lottery are bringing winning flurries and drips of cold, hard cash. With chances at breathtaking top prizes up to $4 million. Sled to your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer and score a chance at a dough day. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Welcome back to Rick Insel Live from the Boulevard as we welcome in our second featured player of the evening to allow you to get to know your Lady Raiders. And it's Jalen Gregory for our second player tonight, a 5'8" guard from Lafayette, Tennessee in Macon County High School, where she won pretty much about every award you can during your prep career. Please welcome in Jalen Gregory. Jalen scored in double figures in 6 of the last 7 games for the Lady Raiders, and she started that streak with a really impressive 26-point performance at Western Kentucky back on December 31 to close out the 2022 calendar year. And Jalen, you've had a lot of success playing in Bowling Green and against that team. What clicks against WKU?
Really, I think it is. I have a lot of fan base that comes for me there just because WKU is really like in my backyard. It's actually closer from my house to WKU than it is here. And so whenever I play at WKU, there's always like a ton of people, like everybody shows out from Macon County. And so it's just really, it's a really good environment that I have. And I just know that when I go there, I really have to show up for them.
Jalen's now hit 50 3-point field goals on the season. When you're standing on the court, how far out is too far out for you?
Really, I don't always know exactly where I'm at on the court. I really just, if I'm open, I'll shoot it. So really, I don't have a distance.
I think there's been a lot of highlights that are going to be shown throughout and after this season of some very long 3-point field goals that you've hit this year. You continue a tradition of playing college basketball in the greater mid-state region within your family. You had a cousin, Kelsey, that played at Lipscomb from 2013 through 2017. And really, when the calendar flipped from the non-conference to the conference schedule, you've really stepped up your game. Conference play has been very dominant for this team, and one of the things has been that inside-outside ability. When these post players that this team has are attracting double teams and opening up all the great shooters that this group has, how unstoppable can this group be?
We could be really unstoppable just because there's so many people that we have. We have depth on the bench, and then we have the inside game and the outside game. And when everybody's just playing together and we're playing as a team, we could be really dangerous.
Coach has mentioned it a couple times tonight, just an amazing crowd here at the Boulevard tonight. We even got a sign up in the back recognizing Jalen as the Queen of Swish. Proud fan back in the back there rooting on Jalen. The other area of your game that has seemed to be near perfect is free throw shooting. You've hit 94 of 112 free throws in your career, 47 of 54 this year. What have you done to make yourself an elite free throw shooter?
Really just the same thing that I've been doing since I've been in high school. My dad would come to the gym with me, and every time before we left, I would constantly shoot free throws. I had to make 10 in a row before I left the gym. And so ever since I did that with him, I've just kept that going, and eventually my free throws have gotten better.
Jalen Gregory, one of the top shooters in Conference USA, one of the top shooters in the nation, and one of our guests this evening. We thank you for joining us for our players portion this evening. Coach Ensel making it very clear that despite the distance away from where Jalen lived from a certain campus up north, that they did not come after her as a player, and she is happily here in Murfreesboro.
I'd much rather be here anyways.
Jalen Gregory, we appreciate Savannah and Jalen joining us tonight, and we will return in just a couple of minutes with Dick on Rick Ensel Live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity can be noticed from your very first moment of contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They're America's most trusted remodeler and a proud partner of Middle Tennessee State University Athletics, because the difference is integrity and always in the detail.
Whether you go online or go in person, City Auto in Murfreesboro is where you go to see a gazillion cars and choose the one that's right for you. And there's no better time to go than now, because we have a bigger, brand new facility. It's the easy, comfortable, convenient way to find what you're looking for. Remember, cityauto.com is where you go to find your car online. And the all-new City Auto campus in Murfreesboro is where you go to see it in person. Go now, and we'll see you there.
Middle Tennessee Electric proudly supports the Blue Raiders, and we're proud to power the scoreboard lights at Murphy Center. When it comes to the electric service in the community, you can always trust MTE to do what's best for our members. We serve by providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member services. Here at MTE, we serve to make life better for our members and their communities. Visit MTE.com to learn more. And about that scoreboard, well, light it up, Blue Raiders.
The Blue Raiders play here. News Radio WGNS.
And welcome in for the final time to Rick Ensel Live, coming to you from the Boulevard Bar and Grill here in Murfreesboro before a huge crowd tonight, Coach.
Biggest crowd that I believe I've seen at one of our coaches' shows. I want to clarify something, Dick. Robert soft pedaled through this. I'm not going to. Jalen wasn't good enough to go to Western Kentucky. It wasn't a campus up north. It was Western Kentucky. They didn't recruit her. We did. And neither was Ebony Rowe good enough to go to Western Kentucky. They
Even
pulled
though
her scholarship.
even though her
so
parents
we're,
went there.
we're real. We're getting a standing ovation on that.
Blue Raider fans, get ahead of the game with the best home services team in town. For all of your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs, Lee Company is the team to call. Go online at leecompany.com. Well, we've got some questions, Coach. First, we've got some comments from some of our younger fans. I thought I'd let you go through them first.
Who is my favorite player? All of them.
That's an easy one.
Every single one of them is my favorite player. Why do you love coaching so much? I didn't want to work a job. That's what my wife has said for years, that all I do is play for a living. So I don't play for a living, but that's what she said for years.
I heard that.
I do love coaching. When I get where I don't like getting up, I think Matt says it as good as anybody. Dad's 71 years old, but he thinks he's still 21 years old. And, when I get where I don't enjoy it, then I'll get out. Who are you?
That was
where am I from? Where am I from? And I'm from Woodbury and moved to Shelbyville and came back to Murfreesboro. But I was born here in Murfreesboro at the old Rutherford County Hospital. So I've kind of circled it around and got back home.
And a graduate of Middle Tennessee.
Graduate of Middle Tennessee State.
Now, I don't know if this one's for you or me, but I'll let you look at it.
Are you seriously thinking about retiring at the end of the season? Nope, not right now.
Okay. There's the rest of them.
When Courtney Whitson and Savannah and Jalen and them leave, I'm gonna let Matt and them have it. Whatever. No, I'm Matt and Kim and Tom and Nina. They're just out nearly every night, and what they're now recruiting, it just blows my mind when they come down every morning or every other day, and we talk about our recruiting of the young ladies that right now that we're trying to get commitments from 2 years down the road. So I'm really excited about what's going on in Middle Tennessee State.
So you've already answered one of the questions in that group.
Is there extra challenges to be ranked? The big thing is it's going to be just as tough to stay there, if not tougher, than it is to get there.
Sometimes it's harder, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can't get complacent. If we remember, guys, we got beat by FIU last year down there, and Amanda Whittington hit a 3 for us to beat FAU down there. So these are not gimmies coming in this week. Do your players generally have the green light to shoot the 3? Absolutely. Is the 3 one of the reasons for our success this year? I think a little bit of that and the inside game, and also as many kids as we got that can slash. Savannah, Courtney, Lex, Jalen, they're all slashers. So if you've got to belly up on them, and if you do, they're going to slash. If you back off of them, they're going to shoot the 3. That's kind of tough to get a scouting report against. And then you got the big kids inside, and you got Courtney, which can play inside, outside. You got Ksenia can play inside, outside. So we got a lot. When you go to scout us, you got to really get down to 8 or 9 players. Tamia Scott is really, really a good player, if not one of the best players in the state. And y'all seen a little bit of her, and she's just getting better every day also. What does it take to build a program? I got the best coaches, and I've said this over and over, and I've already said it twice tonight, in America. And they're all out here with you. This is us. What you see with Kim, what you see with Matt and his family, Kim and her family, Nina and her family, Tom Hodges back here with his family, Robert. You just come right down the line. Eddie's back there. This is us. We're all like you. And we're very blessed to have those type people working with our young ladies here at Middle Tennessee. Somebody said, what is it like to be so famous? I wish whoever did this would take this home tonight to my wife, please.
Okay.
I tell you what it's like. When I get home, I got to wash and dry clothes.
I'm in there with you, Coach.
Oh, I'm telling you. But I love her. I wouldn't swap her for nothing in the world. I'm telling you right now. I hope you've got this on, Carson.
Here's another reason why the Raiders are in the top 25 and leading Conference USA. Scoring offense number 1, Middle Tennessee. Scoring defense, number 1, Middle Tennessee. Scoring margin, number 1, Middle Tennessee. Free throw percentage, number 1, Middle Tennessee. 80% in
Dick,
conference games.
I'll shorten that up for you because I know we haven't got a lot of time. There's 21 categories in the conference. 21 categories is what we've got. We're in the top 3 of 15 of those categories. The most that we've ever been is 12.
Number 1 in block shots. Number 1 in turnover margin. Number 1 in assist to turnover ratio. And on and on. And one other little side note, we're also number 1 in attendance.
Well,
and thanks to a lot of you people out there.
I got here this morning. I went to see my mom this morning at the nursing home, and it was about, I don't know, 7:30, maybe 7:15 as I was headed to Lebanon, and I called in. Nina and Tom Hodges on the floor working with our post. Well, when I get back, you got Savannah, you got Jalen, Courtney, all of them shooting. Matt's got them in the office going over film. That's what it takes to have a good program, and that's what we've got.
All right, just a word.
And then Kim's making sure everybody's eligible. She's across campus over there making sure everything's going right with compliance and also with academics.
Just a word about our opponents this week. Florida Atlantic coming in on Thursday night. That's a 6 o'clock game.
I hate to interrupt you. And Eddie's checking class. Go ahead.
Florida Atlantic is 4-5 in the league and 11-7 overall. Florida International 5-4 in the league. They're 10-8, so they both got winning records overall and are right there in the middle, going for a spot in the tournament.
Well, they got 2 new coaches down there. Been there a couple of years, and they're doing a great job. They're putting a little bit more time into what's going on, the recruiting, right on down the line. They're very good basketball teams. They're coming in here. We're going to have to be playing on as best as we can play because we just cannot get complacent.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what one of our questioners was about, getting this ranking and all the publicity we get this week. Can't let it go to our heads. We got to buckle down and practice and play.
Everybody wants to be famous. Who shot Billy the Kid?
Yep.
Who's going to knock off Lady Raiders, and so everybody's going to get an opportunity.
All right, Coach, it's been fun tonight. And how about this crowd at
Dick,
the Boulevard?
I am just amazed. I hope I've shook everybody's hand. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much.
Appreciate y'all coming. And come out Thursday night. That's a 6 o'clock tip-off, Middle Tennessee and Florida Atlantic from the Murphy Center.
Well, don't forget about Thursday night. We've got the groundbreaking also. I think that's still on, isn't it, Chris? And then we got at 4 o'clock, and then we also got need to get your tickets for the conference tournament. The men and women, you're going to have a ball down there. You got 4 days of some of the best basketball in the country. So make sure you get your tickets. No, I can't get you a room. Don't ask me to get you a room. I can't get you one. But I can't get you tickets, okay?
All right, that's our show for tonight. Rick Ensel Live. Stay with us now as Nick McDevitt Live. Chip Walters coming up next on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Our coverage is also brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Blue Raider Network.
Don't miss a moment of the excitement of Middle Tennessee men's and women's basketball. You'll want to be part of the Murphy Center Madness. Single game tickets are on sale now by going to GoBlueRaiders.com/tickets. Watch every second of Blue Raider men's and women's basketball in the Glass House. Head to GoBlueRaiders.com/tickets.
Middle Tennessee, our town, our team.
Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3.
On the Blue Raider Network. From Learfield, welcome to Nick McDevitt Live. Blue Raider basketball is presented by Bud Light. It's for the fans. Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider athletics. And by Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. Now, here is your host, the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters.
Welcome back in. We are at the Boulevard tonight for Nick McDevitt Live. Our 2 hours of basketball shows continuing here on this Monday night. And back at it, we started, we stopped, we started, we stopped. Now we're back at it. This will be the first of 6 straight weeks. We'll be here on Monday night. Glad to have you with us. Big crowd out here tonight. And, Coach, glad to have you. You brought out the big coat tonight.
Not just a vest, a zip-up vest.
That's what the Louisiana Tech coaches were
they
wearing.
They really were. I thought that was probably going to be a little warm for them for the game, but it was nice to, when you go on those road trips and it's game on game on game, you end up wearing the same kind of athletic gear over and over. So decided to switch it up a little bit today.
Yeah, you learn to creatively pack over time. But the Blue Raiders coming into this week have won 4 straight and are right in the thick of things, tied for second in third place right now in Conference USA with a 6-3 record, and a big week coming up, back on the road for games 2 and 3 of a 3-game road swing. But I don't think you can say enough about your guys for what they accomplished over the last week, winning all 3, overtime game against UAB, defensive grinder against Charlotte, and then going down and just showing up and showing out at Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, I didn't realize until you pointed out after the game that it was just our the second win in program history at La Tech. It's a tough place to get to, and as we talked about the other night, then you show up and the guys wearing the other uniforms are pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's a tough place to go win, but a really good week to be able to beat the preseason favorites in UAB at home. An overtime game. Obviously, the last 2 times we've played those guys, it's been a barn burner. And then to play Charlotte in a very different game, very different style game than UAB. UAB's up and down, plays one of the fastest pace of any team in the country, and then you play Charlotte a couple days later, and it is the slowest, one of the slowest pace games that you'll play all season, and then to go on the road to La Tech a few days later. It was a busy 7 or 8 days, and that was the thing that we were saying before the La Tech game, is it's been a long 7-8 day stretch, day after day, games on games. Empty the tank because we were off yesterday from practice and off again today. And that's according to NCAA rules. If you go a week where you don't take one off, then you can either take 2 off the week before or the week after. And because of 3 games in a week, we chose not to take any off this past week, but took one yesterday and today.
What I think is a mark of a really good team is that you are able to win games in different ways. Like you mentioned, the UAB game, it's going to be up and down. Tech, it's going to be up and down. But then all of a sudden, bookending the UAB game, you've got North Texas, who is like molasses in January, and also you've got a Charlotte team that is a tick slower than them.
Yeah, and that's the way you want to be prepared to win your tournament, and to be able to show that we can win different styles of games on the short turnaround. Obviously, the tournament's going to be a shorter turnaround than that, but it's not like you've got a week to prepare for something that's going to be totally schematically different than the game before. And so to be able to have short turnarounds and still be successful against very different styles of teams is a good sign.
Yep. Well, when we last were here, the Blue Raiders were coming off the first weekend of conference play. There was a loss at Charlotte, a win against Western Kentucky. You've since avenged the loss at Charlotte, but putting these four games together and getting 4 straight victories. Part of that time was non-school time. The 16th, I guess it was last Monday, the spring semester began. There's a whole lot of difference in how much time you can spend with your team, whether it's non-school or school time.
Yeah, your day is very different for sure. And, now we're in the midst of traveling and you're in school, which is a whole different animal. We'll hit the road on Wednesday, back on the road, and head down to Florida. And so for our players, they went to class today, but won't go to Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes anymore this week. They'll go to class tomorrow, but won't on Thursday. So now you're doing classes and your schoolwork online while you're traveling, and got 2 games in 3 days. So it's different for different times of the year. And to your point, you just got to be able to adjust.
Yep, you do. And the thing, too, this past week I think that is worth noting, with 3 games, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, a lot of times in the preseason you can go out there and 4 out of 5 days of practice is going to look pretty similar. You're going to have about an hour and 15 minutes of drills and work and about 15 minutes of scrimmage at the end on a daily basis. Well, this week, obviously you want to have physical practices where you can, but you also have to be smart about the time you use and balancing out physicality in practice as opposed to rest and recuperation, especially coming off 2 games like you were against UAB and Charlotte, because we get down there on Friday night. You guys go about an hour and a half, but there was not a raised voice in the gym. Nobody got physical with anybody, but it was all from the shoulders up for the most part, and physically walking through what you wanted to do.
Yeah, and you don't know in those moments whether it's all sinking in as far as the prep for the next day's game. But it looked like it on Saturday. And,
it sure did.
That was a testament to our players and a mature approach to be able to soak in a scout without going 100% and banging bodies, because, you traveled it as well. The 2 buses, 2 flights, 8-10 hours of travel to get there. That's hard enough in itself, but for our players they played the night before, and then you tack that on top of it, and now you're playing an afternoon game the next day. You've really got to be mindful of just the body load that La Tech has an advantage on you with, because the night before they played at home.
Yeah.
And, we played one that went down to the stretch, and now the very next morning you're up and at it and you're traveling, and you get there and you feel worn out and you have no idea anything about La Tech, because you can't start going over La Tech till after Charlotte.
Right.
Well, Charlotte's over, and the next day you're up and traveling first thing in the morning. So less than 24 hours before the game against La Tech, we hadn't discussed them at all.
Yeah.
The first time that we went over it was at 5:30 down in Ruston, Louisiana, and we're playing at 4 o'clock the next day. So for our players to soak that up, and we actually, as you know, you were with us.
I'm getting ready to
We skip our shoot around just for that same reason. We practiced the night before, an hour and 15 minutes, and kind of walked through it, and then the next day. We got up and walked through it in the ballroom of the hotel.
The managers taped off a lane
and a three-point
line on the floor of on the carpet there in the ballroom of the hotel, and you walked through stuff that morning, and then came back again right after pregame meal and went through some out-of-bounds stuff that really came into play that you guys blew up. At least 3 that I remember during the game.
Yeah, we told our guys that where they're really good is being able to score on out-of-bounds plays. So it could be the difference in the game, particularly when you just come off of a 1-point win against UAB a really close game against Charlotte, and looking at all the scores around the rest of the league, that this may come down to a one-possession game. Obviously it didn't, but going into it, you've got to think that it might, and so that may be the difference in it. And we've been telling our team for about a week or two here that these are kind of those dog days of the college basketball season. The teams that prep that way and are a little immature about that prepping that way, you're getting beat. You don't take that walkthrough in a ballroom at a hotel with tape on the floor very seriously. And now you get out there and get your tail whipped because you're playing a really good team on the road. That you feel like it's an off day because we're not getting after each other and really practicing hard. You said a minute ago, no, not a lot of banging, not a lot of physicality, not a lot of voices being raised. Those tend to be bad practices or bad preps for teams that don't finish towards the top of their league. The teams that can excel on those days find a way to creep towards the top.
Folks, we're coming to you live tonight from the Boulevard, just across from campus at the corner of East Main and Middle Tennessee Boulevard. More with Coach Nick McDevitt after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owned it $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
For close to a century, doctors and care teams at Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford have been dedicated to delivering compassionate, personalized care to Rutherford County and surrounding communities. We are leading the way with new services and healthcare options, and we continue to make significant investments in Rutherford County. In 2023, we're opening Tennessee's first neighborhood hospital at West Lawn, and expansions at our Rutherford Hospital campus are underway. Find all the care you need at ascension.org/St. Thomas Rutherford.
Needing a snow day? How about a dough day? Instant games from the Tennessee Lottery are bringing winning flurries and drips of cold, hard cash. With chances at breathtaking top prizes up to $4 million. Sled to your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer and score a chance at a dough day. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
This holiday, whether you're roasting a Kroger Simple Truth turkey for 40 or making a Murray's Baked Brie for 2, whether you're baking a pie with fresh Cosmic Crisp apples like Grandma's or ordering private selection cream pies when Grandma's pie is all gone, Kroger has fast, fresh delivery and free pickup, so you can make holiday meals that bring you all together to create memories that last. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Put Lee Company on your team to keep you and your family warm this season. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good no matter how cold it gets. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good to go no matter how cold it gets. And while you're at it, ask them how to get endless hot water by installing an energy-efficient tankless water heater. Schedule your appointment today at leecompany.com or give them a call at 615-867-1000. Lee Company, all you need.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing, update your information, and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
News Radio WGNS, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports.
Welcome back in to Nick McDevitt Live, brought to you in part by the Murfreesboro Post, Rutherford County's local newspaper. Subscriptions to the Murfreesboro Post are just $20 a year for 52 issues. Visit online at murfreesboropost.com. Coach Nick McDevitt here, and Coach, we'll kind of just do a little 35,000-foot view of the early part of the conference race. And that opening weekend, you had to go to Charlotte on a Thursday, then came home New Year's Eve.
for Western Kentucky. And as it has turned out so far, the only game that has not been a one-possession game one way or the other until this past Saturday was the Charlotte game.
Yeah, they're obviously much improved from last year's squad, and they've got just a unique player in Ali Khalifa that just changes the way you are able to defend their group. They've got really good cutters off the ball, and they've got a 6'11", 260 guy that's the best passer on the court. And usually the 6'11", 260 guy is the guy that you only want touching it from 3 feet from the basket. He's the guy that is probably the most skilled with the ball of anybody on the floor. And when that same guy can also shoot threes, it just changes the way, particularly guys like for us, DeAndre Dishman and Jared Coleman-Jones are able to help with cuts and drives, because usually their guy can't shoot it. He might be able to make a post move, but can't shoot it. And so if he's 15 to 20 feet away from the bucket, they're always able to help. Now all of a sudden that guy can shoot it and he can pass it and he's away from the basket. So it just changes the way you have to scheme defensively. And sometimes it's not just what they can do, it's that what they can do takes away some of your strengths.
Yeah.
And that's one of ours, is having Dishman particularly in ball screen coverage. But I tell you what, Jared Jones is coming around a lot,
he is
big time in that area. And it's those little things. You could see Jared's growth coming game after game, week after week. I thought this past game against La Tech was one of his better, even though his minutes haven't really shown his improvement. Over the last, 2 or 3 weeks, he's making some strides that I think is going to really help our team come March.
Yeah, the ball that he tipped and got out on the break
Holy
with.
moly. He tipped it away about 60, 65 feet from the bucket, controls it at half court with one bounce, and he got from where he tipped the ball to the goal with one dribble. And you don't often see a 6'9", 6'10", 245 guy.
Yeah.
We were talking about, man, he looks like a defensive end. And I said, well, I got a good guess as where he got that from, with his dad playing football at Florida State and then in the NFL. He definitely got those genes from Pops.
Yes, he did. Now, to wrap up just a little bit about Charlotte, you were able to come back after losing at Charlotte, got the win in just again, just a grinder of a game last week. But does Charlotte, because of Coach Sanchez likes to – they have principles of the Princeton offense with their backdoor cuts and all of that. You guys are very aggressive defensively. Do they try to use that against you?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And if we were more aggressive than we are, if we were more aggressive off the ball with denying and passing lanes, then that offense would be even more to their benefit in those head-to-head matchups. For teams that run that, when they go against teams that are really aggressive and deny, that's when you see some kind of surprise scores. How can this team not beat them, but they can? And a lot of times it's that matchup.
With the second game, you got them at home the other night. And when you talk about they being the slowest paced team in all of the NCAA basketball and North Texas right there with them, tell folks how that's measured, because it's not like they're out there holding the ball.
No, it really just takes into account how much time was on the shot clock when you're taking your shots. And they play deeper into the shot clock than almost everybody in the country. They're just comfortable running offense. It doesn't mean they're cutting slow. It has nothing to do with your pace of play from baseline to baseline, or when you get into the half court, how quickly you're moving the ball from side to side. It just measures when did you shoot it and how much time was on the shot clock. And when we played them, Charlotte, out of 363 teams in the country, Charlotte was 361, and North Texas was 363.
Wow.
UAB was 1. They shot
play
it
the fastest.
The fastest.
Because what they want to do is they want to put it up toward the rim and let Jemison come after
man,
it.
and you could see why they do that.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Walker is going to race it up the floor, shoot it quick, and the rest of those guys are going to the backboard to get it. And they're good at that. So, again, to the point we were talking about a minute ago, all of a sudden, in a matter of 3 days, you're playing one of the teams that's going to shoot it the fastest in the country, and then 3 days later, the exact opposite.
Yeah, and that is an example of the point I was making, that a good team, one of the signs of that is being able to win games.
Win both.
In such a dramatically different fashion.
Yeah, it's a good week for us to be able to get those two and then go on the road and get another one was a fun week.
Yep, we'll talk a little bit about that, going to visit the Dunkin' Dogs and a little bit more. We'll take a timeout. We are at the Boulevard here in Murfreesboro. Nick McDevitt live. Come back with us right after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Every week, our Blue Raiders go the extra mile to make sure they're at their very peak. At Sunbelt Bakery, they do the same thing to make sure their granola bars are at their peak. Every week, Sunbelt Bakery brings new batches of granola bars from their bakery to your neighborhood. That's why Sunbelt Bakery's granola bars taste like they just baked them. Because they did. Try a Sunbelt Bakery granola bar today and taste the difference. Sunbelt Bakery. Bakery fresh taste. No preservatives.
MT Dining is eating made easy. With more than 19 dining locations, you'll never run out of variety on campus. Whether it's Chick-fil-A, Steak and Shake, or Starbucks, we've got the brands you love right here. Need a quick snack or Scantron? Stop by one of the 6 pods on campus. And try out MT Dining's new Farm to Fork experience, Farmers Market, now open. Located in the Student Union. Visit mtdining.com for more information, or visit our office in the Keithley University Center, room 202.
Blue Raider fans, with more local brews than ever before, you are sure to find a local favorite this season in the Blue Raider Beer Garden. Enjoy the thrill of the game at the Blue Raider Beer Garden and try our selection of brews from Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, or Life is Brewing. All available for your tasting pleasure in the Blue Raider Beer Garden above Section D in the Murphy Center. Thank you, Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, and Life is Brewing for your support of MTSU Athletics.
Hey, Blue Raider fans, Chip Walters here. Lightning's Locker Room, powered by Textbook Brokers, is the place to get your Blue Raider gear. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4. Lightning's Locker Room is just across the street from Floyd Stadium at 1321 Greenland Drive. It has all the MT polos, hoodies, T-shirts, hats, and all the other game day gear you'll ever need. See the selection online at mtsugear.com or at Gate 2A on game days. Lightning's Locker Room, the official game day provider, powered by Textbook Brokers.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby. The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Middle Tennessee Electric proudly supports the Blue Raiders, and we're proud to power the scoreboard lights at Murphy Center. When it comes to the electric service in the community, you can always trust MTE to do what's best for our members. We serve by providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member services. Here at MTE, we serve to make life better for our members and their communities. Visit MTE.com to learn more. And about that scoreboard, well, light it up, Blue Raiders.
You're listening to MTSU Sports on WGNS.
Welcome back into Nick McDevitt Live tonight. Brought to you in part by Lee Company. Blue Raider fans, get ahead of the game with the best home services team in town for your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs. Lee Company is the team to call. 615-867-1000 or leecompany.com. We talked earlier about the two Charlotte games. One I wanted to bring up, you bounced back from that game and hosted Western Kentucky at home, got a very nice win against our closest rival. And a little number I would throw out there is in the last 39 meetings between Middle and Western Kentucky, and all the old heads out here know the history.
Wait a second.
Back for many years.
You've got to be careful saying that.
I know. I'm
All
one
the
of them.
heads.
I'm one of them. But we all know what a lot of the history has been. But over the last 39 matchups, the Blue Raiders have 20 victories. The Hilltoppers 19.
We'll take that.
So that's right.
Every time.
I mean, such a
three in a
storied
row.
program. Yeah, and three in a row right now.
Last year, got them both, and got them again on New Year's Eve this year. You know, I do want to, since you just brought them up, I do want to, wish Coach Stansberry, health and hopefully a speedy recovery. I don't know the story of what's going on with him, but talking to his assistants, and he's going to be okay. Just still isn't back on the sideline. His doctors just haven't cleared him to get back out there. So, although it's fun, those games are fun, and beating them is fun. You certainly wish them well, and hopefully you can get back out there soon.
Yeah, and also while you're on that part of that, Jelly Walker did not play last week here. His first, he was injured against Western Kentucky. Matter of fact, he came down on Frampton and rolled his ankle and has not played since. And he was even out this past week. How's UAB different with and without him?
Very different. He's just a high volume shooter, a high volume scorer. Averages about 25 points a game, but averages about 20 shots a game. His usage rate, meaning how often the ball is in his hands, is very high. And now all of a sudden he's out. That doesn't mean the next guy's a bum. It just means they're going to be good or very different, but still very good. Eric Gaines is a transfer from LSU who was starting at LSU. So now the ball's in his hands more. And some of the guys that you just don't run plays for now are having plays run for them. And so just a different look, different team, but they're not going to reinvent the wheel because he'll be back. And so you don't want to reinvent who you are for 3 or 4 games when a guy like that is hurt. So still facing the same kind of offense, same kind of team, but because Walker is a smaller guard, he's 5'10", and is a high volume scorer, you want him to be able to get up free looking shots. Well, sometimes the most open a guy like that's going to be is in transition. He may not be able to shake a 6'4", 6'5" athlete in half-court offense over and over and over. The best time for smaller guys to be able to get clean looks at times is in transition. So when he's out there, that's in part, I would imagine, what Coach Kennedy is saying to them is, we've got to live with some of his shots just after 3, 4, 5 seconds of having the ball, because that's as open as our best shooter is going to get.
Yeah, and but as you mentioned, Eric Gaines is doing a lot of the work now, or getting his hands on the ball a lot right now. He had his hands on the ball at the end of the game here last Monday. When he let it go? Did you think it was good?
He didn't shoot it.
Oh, that's right. He
had
kicked it back. 15
He had it. That's right. He had it, but Eli Lawrence did a great job on him. I can't
Forced him to give it up.
Forced him to give it up.
Yeah.
And now one of the Brewer brothers had it in his hands, and Justin Buford closed out to him. Right when Brewer caught the ball from Gaines, I glanced up at the shot clock real fast, or at the game clock, to see where it was. And when he bounced it one more time, I didn't think he would get it off.
Well,
but when it went through the basket, I honestly thought, we've won the game. Like, I didn't think it was that close.
Yeah.
And then I looked over and saw the official count it good, and I thought, maybe my eyes were deceiving me. That wasn't a very comfortable feeling.
Yeah.
For about 30 seconds. I don't know how the fans felt, but once he waved it good, I thought, man, I hope our video equipment's working.
Yeah, and it was.
Thanks to Nathan Wallach, the replay stuff was working, and something we talked about actually before the season started. And it's those little details that could be the difference. All of a sudden, if that's not working, they're going to have to go with the call on the floor,
which Jamie Lucky had
already counted it good.
He had counted
so
it.
You have to, at that point, have conclusive evidence to overturn it. And so the fact that our communications folks had the audio video stuff working it ended up being the reason we won.
Yeah, and there are good photos out there and good video and it was that was a great win, and obviously you're going to have to go back down to Bartow, and that'll not be easy, but that'll be coming up, and we need to take some roadies down to the 205. One other team I want to talk about who you've already played twice, basically since we were here last, is Rice.
Yeah.
They've got to be one of the most frustrating teams to play against because all of the stuff they do and just kind of how crazy and wild the floor gets out there. Those are hard games against them.
They are hard games because of how well so many players on their team shoot the ball.
Yeah.
If you make a mistake off somebody that sometimes you're playing against guys that your mistakes aren't that noticeable because the guy is maybe a driver, not necessarily a shooter.
They're like a good hitter in baseball that if you make a mistake,
it may not be a home run, but he's going to hit it.
Yeah, you're going to pay for it.
Yeah, you're going to pay for it. And similar to what we were talking about a minute ago with Charlotte, Max Fiedler is 6'11", and usually the best passer on the floor. He has a 2.5 to 1 assist to turnover ratio
for a 6'11" guy.
For a 6'11" guy, and this past week was Player of the Week in the conference, and had a triple-double over the weekend. Shot 85% from the floor for the week. Ended up with 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists as a 6'11", 7-foot center in their last game. And when you're playing a team that's got a guy that can rebound it like that, shoot it like that, pass it like that, as soon as you make a mistake, they score. And in their last 15 games, they're 11-4. 2 of those 4 losses are to us. They lost in overtime to La Tech and in overtime to Texas, who's top 10 in the country.
Yeah.
And they're 11-4 in their last 15. And those games we played well and won. Those not very many people looked at it like, man, those are 2 great ones. But going down there, particularly, we were down 15, 16 points in that game
early in the second half.
And came back and won it. That's one that we felt like.
Yeah.
You're one up on most of the teams in the league.
Yeah, and they've got 2 guards that really go hard to the rim in Evie and Oliveri.
Yeah, Travis Evie's a really good guard that can shoot it from anywhere, and Oliveri, our guys are very familiar with him. Eli Lawrence went to middle school with him. And,
played middle school basketball with him for a year.
Yeah, he's an Atlanta guy that we've got a lot of familiarity with, and he's a good player.
Yeah, so and bottom line, all we've been talking about for 30 minutes is that this league is really good this year.
Man, we talked about it, I think, the last time we were on the show. Obviously, FAU's kind of stuck their neck out a little bit at 9-0. Still 11 games to be played for everybody in the league. We're not quite at the halfway mark. But the difference between second, third place and 9th and 10th is just a couple games. There's not 4 or 5 that have kind of stuck their neck out in front, and 3 or 4 at the bottom that have gone away, and just a few meddling around in the middle. It's a really tight-knit grouping. And when March comes around, the conference tournament, when the top 5 get a bye, and 6 through 11 they got to win 4 games in 4 days to win it. The difference in 5th and 6th right now, they're all tied. From 5th, I think, to 9th is in a 5-way tie. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
5 through 8.
5 through 8.
Yeah, 9 and 10 are tied, and then
Western
UTSA
and FIU are tied at 3 and 6, and 1 and 9 at UTSA.
Yeah, it is 10 games is the midway point.
Yep.
FAU's 9-0. North Texas has played 10. They're 7-3. Middle in third place at 6-3. Only a half game out of second. 5-3 Rice. 4-5 for UAB, Charlotte, Louisiana Tech, and Texas UTEP. Then Western Kentucky and FIU are 3-6, and UTSA 1-9.
Well, I just think 2 things. We all know how talented UAB is. They're 4-5. We know how good and talented Western Kentucky is. They're 3-6 in the league. I think that should just tell you how good the other 9 teams in the league are. For those 2 teams to be a combined, do my math, 7 and 6 and 5 is 9, so 7 and 9.
I didn't do well in Math 100, so I'm
going
to go
11.
with you on that.
7 and 11.
Yep. All right. That's where we are on that. We're going to take a timeout. Coach Eric Wilson is here.
He's in the house.
He's in the house. All right. He's going to join us right after this. We'll do a segment with Coach E as you listen to Nick McDevitt live from the Boulevard on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
The way we do work has changed. Where we work, how we work, and the day-to-day challenges we face as businesses have evolved. As organizations continue to adapt, RJ Young is here to help. We're your one-stop for technology solutions that power your business. Whether it's office technology and equipment, managed IT services, business process outsourcing, or digital communications, we can help make your workflows easier, faster, and more efficient so your team can focus on the core of your business. To learn more about what RJ Young can do for you, visit themodernoffice.com.
Hi, this is Coach Nick McDevitt. Ascend Federal Credit Union is the proud sponsor and exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Visit Ascend's branch just off campus at 2316 East Main Street or any of their 3 other Murfreesboro locations. You can also keep track of your accounts and deposit checks on the go with Ascend's mobile app. For a complete list of services, ATMs, and locations, visit ascend.org. Ascend is federally insured by the NCUA.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Experts in bones, joints, and muscles, and with more than 60 specialists in locations across Middle Tennessee, TOA has a playbook to get you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit us at TOA.com or give us a call at 855-NEED-TOA. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, or TOA, the official team doctors for Blue Raider Athletics.
Hey basketball fans, this is Coach McDevitt, and I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about the litter problem on our roadways. Did you know that the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million every year just to pick up litter? There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter, remind others not to, and report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're all on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com and go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. For 82 years, Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 1-888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
The Blue Raiders play here. WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna.
Welcome back in to Nick McDevitt Live tonight, brought to you in part by Tri-Green Equipment. They know the value of teamwork. They have the tractor packages with implements you need. Get started online at TriGreenEquipment.com and score a new John Deere tractor package at a comfortable, low monthly payment. Tri-Green Equipment, a tried and true Blue partner of Blue Raider Athletics. Well, the Blue Raiders staff had a new addition this year, and if you haven't done it already, give a nice round of applause to Coach Eric Wilson. You had big shoes to fill. Turner Battle came in, did a great job. He moved on to a position back in his hometown, and you came here from Presbyterian and have spent most of your coaching time over in the Carolinas. How did we peel you out of there?
Well, as you know, basketball is a broad game, but relationships are key. I've had the opportunity to follow Coach McDevitt and his program at UNC Asheville. I was actually at Western Carolina where I played and coached for years.
You were a Catamount.
I was a Catamount, and Coach was just right down the mountain at Asheville. So our relationship kind of started there. I followed he and his program since then. I've been super close with former assistants, Sean Dixon, who went to Clemson, and also Turner Battle. So that's kind of how this thing started. But I've known Coach McDevitt for a long time. I think he was an assistant at Asheville when I was a player at Western Carolina, so our relationship goes back years and years and years.
Was there ever conversations, boy, we'd like to coach together sometime?
I would always see Coach on the road at different AAU events, different high school events, and I always, thought that, if I had the opportunity one day, I'd love to work for that guy. And just heard so many wonderful things, through the guys who had obviously been here before, with Sean and, Andre Morgan and Turner Battle. Those guys are close friends of mine. And I knew Wes and Logan through the business. So when the opportunity came about, it was just an unbelievable opportunity for myself and my family, and we were excited to be here.
It said in your bio that while playing at Western Carolina, you were a point guard and defensive specialist. Is that French for somebody who doesn't score a lot?
I can score it a little bit, Chip. I was a 2,000-point scorer in high school, so I can put it in the basket a little bit. But as you know, man, roles and things change when you get to college. And I played for an old school coach in Larry Hunter, and he kind of established that I was going to be a defensive catalyst and run his team as a point guard. So I did what I was told so I could play. So that's the case. But I kid our guys all the time. I think I can still outshoot any of those guys.
Yeah, and you get out there before practice a lot of times and show them a little bit of that. From the time you got out of school, give folks the 30-second travel log of where you did coach and to get here.
Well, once I graduated, I took just a brief couple of weeks, months off and whatnot, after I finished playing, and decided that I wanted to go the route in college coaching. And I had a mentor and a former coach give me the opportunity to go start my career at a junior college in Cleveland, Georgia, Truett McConnell College. And it was an unbelievable experience for me, 23 years old, able to go out and recruit and, help a JC program and learn the ins and outs of the business. And I was fortunate enough to go back to my alma mater, which I spent 5 seasons at Western Carolina. We had an unbelievable run there in the Southern Conference, an unbelievable basketball conference. So that was really exciting for me. And then from there, I was able to venture on and go to North Carolina Central and work under LaVelle Moulton for 4 years. A phenomenal run we had. We won 3 MEAC championships. Went to the tournament 3 consecutive years. And then from that route, I packed up and went south to Charleston. So he was in Charleston, South Carolina at the College of Charleston under Earl Grant for 2 seasons. And then from there, we went to Presbyterian College, as you mentioned, in Clinton, South Carolina, and then now here. So predominantly been in the Carolinas. This is our first time here in Tennessee, but we love it. It's been great. Staff's been great. Our guys have been great. And we're just excited to be here.
Yeah, you went from a Blue Hose to a Blue Raider.
Absolutely.
And outside of Coach McDevitt and your conversations with him, what appealed to you to come in here? But I understand with coaches, it's 99% relationships.
Well, that was key, and then just obviously, knowing Coach and knowing guys at the staff, and just jobs come and go, and you kind of gotta align yourself with people who have the same vision, and I felt that with Coach McDevitt, even way back when I knew him as an assistant and knew him when I played. I just thought that the way he goes about business, the way he coaches his team, the way his teams play, the way he runs his program was something that I wanted to be a part of. And then no better place to be a part of that there than here at Middle, a place that's rich in basketball tradition, a place that loves his college basketball, a great town here in Murfreesboro. So for myself and my family, it's been a home run.
How's your family like Murfreesboro?
They love it. My son goes to school just right here close to office, so I get to take him every day. Wife's getting acclimated. My baby boy, who's at all the games, they love it. So they pass the glass house every morning, and they chant Blue Raiders.
Well, right now the Blue Raiders have won 13 games, 6-3 in the league. What does this team have to do in the next 11 games to get where they want to be?
I think just continue to grow, and for me and for us, we just continue to talk about consistency. I think we're starting to hit that mark where we're playing consistent basketball week in and week out. We're as talented or as good as anyone in the league, I believe, and we can win every game we play. Just about our team continuing to grow and gel together and just finding that level of consistency that we play with week in and week out. I like where we are right now. I like the direction we're heading. And obviously we know in this game you want to be peaking at the right time. You want to be building and growing as the season goes. And I think our guys are doing that. We're continuing to try to stay healthy and so on and so forth. So I just think we got to continue to be consistent in our everyday habits and our preparation, our practice and so on and so forth. And I like the direction we're headed.
Well, I tell you, we're glad you headed here and glad to have you with us and appreciate you coming out tonight.
Thank you. I enjoyed it and look forward to seeing all these great people at the games next Thursday. I think we're back at home.
Yes, finally, back home. Know, right? How about that?
So, but we're enjoying it. I thank you guys so much.
All right, Coach Eric Wilson, folks, appreciate it and glad to have him out tonight. We're going to take a timeout. Coach McDevitt returns after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Hey Blue Raiders fans, the Mint Gaming Hall Kentucky Downs is a proud partner of your Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. For good times and big wins, the Raiders and the Mint Gaming Hall deliver both. Located close by in Franklin, Kentucky, the Mint Gaming Hall is your spot for great food, cold drinks, and big jackpots. Ready for dinner? The all-new Iron Steakhouse awaits you. Come hungry and be prepared to be impressed. Check out themintgaming.com for all the details. Get your big hit today.
Hey basketball fans, this is Coach McDevitt. It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity will be noticed from your very first moment of contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They're America's most trusted remodeler and a proud partner of MTSU Athletics because the difference is integrity and always in the details.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders.
You buy something because you found it at a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to me, State Farm Agent Bud Morris. I'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. Call me at 893-1417 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Bud Morris, providing insurance and financial services.
Whether you go online or go in person, City Auto in Murfreesboro is where you go to see a gazillion cars and choose the one that's right for you. And there's no better time to go than now because we have a bigger, brand new facility. It's the easy, comfortable, convenient way to find what you're looking for. Remember, cityauto.com is where you go to find your car online. And the all-new City Auto campus in Murfreesboro is where you go to see it in person. Go now, and we'll see you there.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
The flagship station for Blue Raider sports, WGNS.
Welcome back into the Boulevard tonight, and Nick McDevitt live, brought to you in part by Bud Light, proud sponsors of Blue Raider Athletics. And Coach, after the game at Louisiana Tech the other night, we had the night free, and I was sitting down talking with Coach Wes Long about some things statistically about this team, and and defensively, some of the things you do in the analytics. And one of the things he brought up in the conversation was right now that your opponents, 16% of their possessions end with their shot being blocked. 23% of their possessions end with them turning the ball over. So right now, about 39% of your opponent's possessions are ending up with, and that doesn't even include missed shots.
Correct.
But it ends up in a play that your defense has made one way or the other.
Excuse me, yeah. Hearing those numbers almost got me choked up. Yeah, it's just our team's doing a good job of just using our size and length. When almost 40% of your defensive possessions, you're either turning, getting a steal or getting a block. You're just active, and if you're not, there's just too many good players in this league. We just talked about how good the league is. If you're not doing those kind of things, you're going to get beat. And so we've been pretty active defensively, and we've got it's different guys, different nights. Obviously T is a guy that blocks a lot of shots, but some of the other guys are joining that party. And when you look at the analytics and where we've been, how we've gotten to where we are now over kind of years 3, 4, and 5 has been a steady climb, and we just wanted to stay there.
Yep. Reed had a question. Speaking of defense, he said, I've noticed lots of success from your diamond zone press at causing turnovers. Any consideration to using it at a higher rate?
Yes. However, it's a great question, a really good point. For one, you got to use it on made baskets. But sometimes the effectiveness of a particular defense is because you don't use it in abundance. Usually if you keep doing it over and over and over, it'll work for a while, but after a couple of possessions, the other team's kind of figured you out.
The element of surprise.
The element of surprise. So what we try to do is go away from it and then come back to it. Part of that, too, is who's in the game for us. There's some combination of players for us that, quite honestly, just they're not as good at it. They're not, doesn't mean that the other team's going to go dunk the ball or that they're going to give up a 3, but now you're kind of expending energy for not a ton of reward.
Right.
So what we want to do is make sure that we're playing it with the right combination of guys that can really generate turnovers and create havoc. The biggest piece of that really is having Elias King at the top of it. Having a 6'8" guy that's long and rangy, it looks different than when you're out there at practice and you're standing beside the guy that's got the ball and Elias is up there like, my God, I'd have a hard time throwing it around him too.
I tell you, if you're up in the stands, it doesn't look nearly as intimidating as it does when you are at floor level with them.
There's no doubt.
Yeah. Because there's no space.
That's right. I was talking to somebody earlier here tonight that was saying, like, you don't realize just how physical the game is until you've got a seat right next to the floor. When you're down there, it's like the difference between being on row 15 and row 1 or 2, like, good Lord, these guys are bigger than they looked when I was sitting up there. And this is physical down here. And it is a physical game, and there's some big, long athletes out there.
Yes, there are. There's no question about that. Coach, we get all kinds of questions.
I see Lisa Beatty she's nodding her head like, yes, they are.
She sees it.
Yeah, there's some big boys out there.
Yep, and as we get toward the end of this show, one thing that did not go away the last 3 weeks is 5 random questions for the head coach. Everybody loves it back there, especially your wife. Your wife really likes this. By the way, we're about 3 weeks away from playing the newlywed game again for the second year in a row.
Well, Lisa and Greg can be up here.
Yeah.
We got, the McKnights can get up here. There are plenty that can get in on this party.
There you go.
You were talking about me and Lauren doing that again.
Maybe.
No. I see a lot of couples out here.
And maybe you ask a few questions?
That would be great.
Okay, maybe we can work that out. All right, but here are the questions for you tonight. Number 1, if you had a warning label on you, what would it say?
If I had a warning label, I don't know. It's OCD about some things.
Okay,
be
careful.
Aware. Be aware.
Okay, all right.
I like my stuff being where I left it, and I know when it's been messed with.
I understand. Number 2, what's your favorite spice? No, we're out of pumpkin spice time. Do you like things that are cinnamony or hot?
I would say brown sugar and cinnamon.
There you go.
Anything that has that combination. Oh,
on a Pop-Tart.
That's
there you
great.
go.
Or
it's me.
All
right. Do you have a secret spot to get away when you just need to chill for a few minutes?
A secret spot to get away.
Don't have to give it away.
No, just No, I don't.
Okay.
I'll go where it's quiet, not a bunch of people are there, I guess.
But
every
you don't
now
have
and
a
then.
special,
no
go-to place.
No, when there's an 8-year-old in the back and a 4-year-old in the back,
Yep.
They're not going to let you get in too many quiet places very often.
It doesn't stay quiet long.
It's usually the bed.
It may start quiet, but it will not be
later
quiet
when
long.
they've gone to bed. It's anywhere in the house at that point.
If somebody gave you $500 and said you have to spend it in the next hour, what would you buy, or what would you do with it?
What would I do with it? Give it away.
All right. I'm good with that.
Give it away.
All right.
Give somebody who really, really needs it.
There you go. Excellent answer. It's National Pie Day.
Today is?
Today is National Pie Day. What's your favorite pie?
Apple pie.
Apple pie.
Apple pie, vanilla ice cream.
The correct answer is a slice of pizza pie from the Boulevard. But I'll go with you on apple and pecan. We have this this debate a lot.
Yes, it's definitely pecan pie.
All right.
Right?
So there you go.
Not pecan.
Pecan. Correct. That's correct. Exactly. So there's 5 random questions. Give Coach a round of applause. Good job with the answers tonight. We'll take a break. Be back to wrap it up. Talk about the week ahead after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around. After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
At Tri-Green Equipment, they know the value of teamwork. They have the tractor packages with implements you need. Get started online at TriGreenEquipment.com and score a new John Deere tractor package at a comfortable, low monthly payment price. Tri-Green Equipment is a tried and true partner of MTSU Athletics. Go Blue!
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
The Blue Raiders on News Radio WGNS.
Back with you for a final time on this Monday night. Chip and the coach and our special guest, Katie. She is here with us. Coach, you got a big trip this week. Big game on Thursday night against a top 25 team. And I would say you don't have to get your guys focused this week.
No, we don't. They were, in tune to what we had coming up immediately after the La Tech game, and certainly on travel coming back. And, we will have to play really well. I mean, we're going to a place that they haven't lost at FAU all year. They're 19-1 overall. Their lone loss was on November the 13th. They've won 18 in a row. They're sitting in first place, and they are really good. Today they moved up from last week. They were 24th. Today they moved up in the rankings to 21st in the country, and their 3 leading scorers all come off the bench.
Wow.
And so they because of that, obviously they lead the country in bench scoring, but they are going to sub in their leading scorers, and pretty unique, obviously, in that. I don't know that
Charlotte
I've ever
did it
heard
with
of
one
that.
guy, but not 3.
All 3. And so I would, I don't know that they do this or intentionally or not, but you think you're typically subbing in your 6th, 7th, and 8th best players. Most teams would. Their next guys, they're subbing in the guys that are their most prolific scorers. And so they can go on runs in those moments.
And FIU can't be taken for granted.
No. They've they beat UAB at home. You look at some of their scores, and they're 3-6 in the league, and they're pretty close to having that flipped and being 6-3 in several games down to the wire.
Absolutely. Well, good luck this week and have a good trip, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank all of you folks for coming out tonight. We've had a great time. And join us again next Monday night. But it's Blue Raider basketball coming up Thursday night. Women at home, men on the road. And stay with us here on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield. He didn't.